All right, here's a question for you, and it's a real head-scratcher that's been around for ages. It's called the diamond-water paradox. Basically, why are we willing to pay a fortune for shiny little rocks, but the very stuff that keeps us alive, water, is practically free? It makes no sense, right? Well, let's dive in and figure it out. I mean, really think about it for a second. On one hand, you've got water. You literally can't survive without it. On the other hand, you have a pretty sparkly rock. And yet somehow our whole economic world says that rock is worth way, way more. How on earth does that work? That's the puzzle we are going to crack open today. All right, first up, a little trip back in time to solve this mystery. Because, this isn't some newfangled question people just thought up. Nope, this goes way back to the very beginnings of modern economics. And when I say way back, I mean way back. We're talking 1776, Adam Smith, the father of modern economics himself. In his huge work, The Wealth of Nations, he laid it out perfectly. He said, look, water is the most useful thing ever, but you can't buy anything with it. A diamond, on the other hand, pretty much useless, but you can trade it for a mountain of other stuff. So Smith saw the problem crystal clear, but even he couldn't quite figure out the why. So what Smith basically did was split value into two different buckets. In one bucket, you've got value in use. That's just how useful is this thing. And for water, that value is off the charts. It's survival. In the other bucket, you've got value in exchange. This is all about its trading power. What can you get for it? And that's where diamonds just run away with the prize. The whole paradox, the whole mystery is why these two buckets seem so completely out of whack. Okay, so the actual solution to this puzzle didn't show up for another 100 years. And it turns out the big aha moment was realizing we were thinking about it all wrong. It's not about the total value of all the water in the world. The secret is in the price of just one more. So let's start with what economists call total utility. It sounds fancy, but it's simple. It's the total, massive, life-sustaining benefit of having water on planet Earth. It's basically infinite, right? It's everything. But here's the kicker, and this is really the whole point. You and I don't go to the store to buy all the water. We buy one bottle. We turn on the tap for one glass. And that brings us to the game-changing idea, marginal utility. So if total utility is the value of all of it, marginal utility is the value of just the next one. How much is that one extra glass of water worth to you right now? How much is that one extra diamond worth? That's the question that really sets the price. This chart just lays it out so perfectly. Let's say you're stranded in a desert. That first glass of water, it's worth everything to you. Its marginal utility is through the roof. But okay, you drink that. Now what about a fifth glass? Yeah, it's good. You'll take it. But it's not life or death anymore. And by the time someone offers you an 11th glass, you're probably full. You might not even want it. The value of that one more glass has absolutely tanked, dropping to pretty much nothing. And boom, that right there is the solution to the paradox. For most of us, water is everywhere. So the value of one more glass is super low, and that's why the price is low. But diamonds, they're incredibly rare. So the value of getting your first one, or just one more, stays sky high because there just aren't that many to go around. So here's the takeaway. Price isn't about overall usefulness, it's about how much we want that next one. All right, so we've cracked the economic code, scarcity and marginal utility. That explains the price tag. But it doesn't explain the desire, does it? Why do we want this shiny rock so badly in the first place? Well, that part of the story, my friends, was no accident. It was manufactured. Okay, let's talk about how you sell a rock. For most of the 20th century, one company, De Beers, basically ran the whole show. They controlled the supply to create artificial scarcity and keep prices way up. But where they were truly genius was in the marketing. In 1947, they came up with "A diamond is forever." Just think about that. 4 words that completely changed the game, linking this rock to eternal love. And they didn't stop. They literally invented the 2-month salary rule, just made it up. They weren't just selling a thing, they were selling an idea, a tradition. And all of this taps into some really powerful human psychology. First, you have what's called conspicuous consumption, which is a fancy way of saying showing off. Use expensive things to signal how successful you are. Then, decades of this marketing have just loaded these stones with symbolism. It's not just a rock anymore, is it? It's love, it's commitment, it's "I've made it." It's a public statement. So we've got the economics, and we've got the psychology. Case closed, right? Well, not exactly. Because this isn't just some old story from a textbook. The whole foundation of the paradox, cheap, plentiful water and expensive, rare diamonds, is actually starting to fall apart right now. Just look at how the tables are turning. In the past, the equation was simple. Lots of water meant low value for the next drop, and few diamonds meant high value for the next stone. But the future? It might be the complete opposite. We're looking at a world with scarcer water and, believe it or not, more abundant diamonds. The whole thing is being flipped on its head. So what's causing this big shift? Well, it's two huge things happening at once. On one side, you have climate change and a growing global population, which are making clean water more and more precious. The value of that one more glass is actually going up. And on the other side, technology. We can now literally grow perfect, flawless diamonds in a lab. They're identical to the ones from the Earth, and that completely shatters the whole idea of them being this super rare, natural treasure. So the diamond water paradox was this amazing tool for understanding the weird gap between what something costs and what it's truly worth. But now, the whole paradox is starting to crumble right before our eyes. And that leaves us with a much bigger, much more personal question, doesn't it? When the thing that was basically free is becoming priceless, and the thing that was priceless can just be made in a lab, what does that say about what we really value?